Right, let's jump right into this. A recent statement from a major political figure is really making waves, and a lot of people are seeing it as this huge signal for the future of finance. So today, we're going to break down why this might be more than just political noise. We could be looking at a real turning point for crypto and blockchain.
And this quote right here, this really frames our entire discussion today. The core idea, the big argument, is that we're finally, maybe, moving past the hype phase of crypto. You know, this isn't about quick profits or just political talk anymore. It's about something much deeper, a fundamental, strategic shift in how our whole financial world could be rebuilt from the ground up.
Okay, so let's start with the big picture here, this strategic shift itself. What we're really digging into is this idea that a single statement, just one comment, can act as a kind of signal flare, telling us that the whole conversation around crypto is growing up, you know? It's entering a new, much more serious phase.
So what was the catalyst for all this? What kicked off this entire analysis? Well, it was a very specific statement from former US President Donald Trump. And what's interesting is that it painted this surprisingly bold vision for the future of the American financial system. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of what was actually said.
And the first shot fired, right out of the gate, was a direct hit on the status quo. I mean, calling the current financial system outdated, that's not just a casual comment. It's basically a declaration that the pipes are broken, that the existing infrastructure just can't handle what's coming down the line. It immediately sets the stage for a total overhaul.
And here you see that classic out with the old, in with the new setup. The statement doesn't just stop at criticism, right? It actually proposes a solution. It draws this really clear line from what it calls our outdated present to a future that's going to be fundamentally transformed by technology. So what's going to power this transformation? What are the engines? Well, the statement is incredibly specific here. It names two key drivers, cryptocurrency and blockchain. And this is really important. These aren't just being tossed around as trendy buzzwords. No, they're being presented as the actual foundational building blocks for this entire new financial architecture.
And this brings us to the real heart of the vision. See, this isn't just about plugging some new tech into the old system. Not at all. It's about a complete shift in philosophy, a whole new way of doing things that the statement actually calls an on-chain future.
Okay, now this is where it gets really, really interesting. I mean, hearing a major political figure use a term like on-chain, that's a huge deal. So what does it even mean? It's not just some technical jargon. It points to a completely radical rethinking of how our entire financial system could operate.
So let's break it down. In simple terms, on-chain means taking all those financial records, the ones currently locked away in private, hidden bank ledgers, and moving them onto a public, shared, and super secure digital ledger, a blockchain. Think about it like this. It's like going from a secret diary that only one person can see to a public record book that everyone can see and that can never be changed. It's a vision for a radically more transparent financial world.
Okay, so how do we actually get there? How do we build this bridge to that on-chain future? Well, the answer given in the statement is, surprisingly, regulation. But, and here's the big twist, we're not talking about the kind of regulation designed to crush crypto. The vision here is for regulation that actually builds the clear, stable framework that this new, technologically advanced financial era needs to really take off and thrive.
All right, and this brings us to our final and maybe the most important piece of this whole puzzle. We're talking about a shift from hype to actual, tangible infrastructure. This is where you can really see that fundamental change in how cryptocurrency is being viewed, especially at the highest levels of power.
So here's the bottom line, the ultimate takeaway from all of this. When you hear political language at this level, framing regulation as an enabler and blockchain as a foundation, that signals a massive shift. It means crypto is no longer being looked at as just some speculative, here today, gone tomorrow trend. Instead, it's being seen as a serious, long-term, strategic pillar of the future economy.
And this slide really captures the core evolution in thinking, doesn't it? The whole conversation is shifting, and it's shifting fast. We're moving away from dismissing crypto as some kind of imaginary asset to actually embracing it as a legitimate, even essential, building block for our future financial infrastructure. And let me tell you, that is a profound change.
And so, we're left with this really powerful question. We've just walked through how a single political statement can signal this massive strategic pivot. But is this rhetoric the real deal? Is it the catalyst that will actually reshape our financial world? Or is it all just talk? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining me.